everybody. It's Troy Battles, the CEO and partner of Life Science Publishing, and I've got Lindsay Teague Moreno. Listen,
that was a good Oprah.
It was a good Oprah, wasn't it? I have been golfing with her. We can shop.
We can.
We have been to the Super Bowl. I have had memories with this girl. I love this girl.
We've been around.
But most of all, I have so much respect for her. She is just such a great businesswoman, such a great mom, such a great wife. And the reason I wanted to do this was to talk about all of our experiences because it helps me as well as it helping you. So we'll just jump in. Are you
Hold
ready?
on, I'm gonna get you right here.
What was it?
Just mascara. You're good. Okay, good.
She fixed it.
Camera loves you.
Thank you. So I don't know. You've been in business 5 years now, Young Living, right?
5 years, yeah.
I know you've worked other places before that, became a mom, and then Young Living. As a woman in business, what have you found that's been challenging to overcome? Because there's different scenarios in each situation.
Yeah.
And we all face it.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so balance is hard. Being
is.
a mom and being a work-at-home mom is really difficult. It just adds more onto the craziness that already is young kids. And so that was hard, but I have a really good partner who helped with the kids, right?
Yeah.
So when I was like, hey, look, this is just what I really need, he stepped up and was like, okay, as soon as I get home from work, I'll take them. And then as soon as we started working together, he really does do all the stuff for the girls that I could ever need. And for me, that's as valuable as anything else, right? Just to have them be with him rather than, a babysitter or a nanny or whatever. I would rather him, of course. So that works really well for us. I actually think that the most difficult thing about my business is actually internal fighting, that girls do. Mm-hmm. Girls in business tend to try to rip each other apart because we always feel like whatever someone is doing, they're doing it at us rather than doing it for themselves, right? And so that tendency to look through that lens of that person is writing a new book at me, right? Mm-hmm. And it says something about what I'm not doing. Instead of encouraging each other, we start to compete with each other, right? Mm-hmm. And that I think is actually the hardest part about doing business. At least my business. It's really difficult to get people to realize that what I do is never at someone else and what they do is not at me. And I have a tendency to believe that, right? I do it with things that are not business too, like homeroom moms or homeroom momming at me, right? And it's just my own insecurity about not being a good enough mom, right? Mm-hmm. It's my own insecurity. It's my own thing.
And we all have them.
And we do all have them. But I tend to take that on really personally, and I try to deflect that rather than realize it's my own issue and deal with it. I put it on somebody else,
right.
And that's difficult. It's really hard.
It is, and sometimes we don't realize we're all in this together. So let's have fun and do it together, right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm more that type. Let's just work together and have some fun while we do it. And so, but I agree because I've run into that as well. So
it's tough.
That's a good message of just learning to work together as women and pull each other up, not down.
Yes.
I mean, basically that's it. So you've got 3 beautiful girls, super fun, twins, so super busy. As you have incorporated the Young Living lifestyle into your home or whatever, how do you think it's impacted them?
I don't know. It's really pretty cool, actually, because my kids, they were young enough when we started that, I wish I had them when they were infants, which I didn't. I didn't know anything about oils when they were little. Yeah. But I always wanted to do better for them. There's got to be natural options, and we explored that. And, really, that was my first foray into, even caring about any of that stuff was once I had kids, right?
Yeah.
Because who cares about my own body? But my kids, you mess with that, that's a different situation. And so, I didn't have them when they were babies, but now they were still young enough when we started using them that that's what they go to first, which is pretty cool. They go to the oil drawer before they would ever know to go to a medicine aisle somewhere. So I think that's pretty cool.
I love it. See that, and that's what everybody needs to know is you start incorporating. And I know it's over time too. It's not all at once, but it just makes a huge impact on the entire family.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's just a normal part of their life, and it never was mine. So I think it's pretty cool. We're really changing something about the way we parent.
Yeah, I love it. So y'all, Lindsay's a huge author, getting noticed, and so much more coming out. She can create the most beautiful pieces of education. Obviously, I'm in education with life science, and I really believe in it. So I want to talk to you because it must be a passion because you're writing, right?
I love writing.
Talk to me about why education makes so much difference because I think it's super important for people.
Oh, I agree. Look, my target market is people that don't normally come from a business background. That's who I want to reach. It's who I care about, it's who I'm passionate about serving. So I really am looking out for women who are stay-at-home moms and maybe didn't finish college, or maybe finished and then never used their degree because they went and had kids and this was the deal. Like, I'm going to stay home with the kids and the husband's going to work, right? And what I really want to do is empower these people to be able to get up and do both. Do both. You can have a business and you can be a great mom at the same time, but you have to educate yourself in order to do that. If you want to get the shortcut, I can give it to you, but you have to educate yourself, right?
You still have to learn it.
Like, you have to learn it. There's no shortcut for that. You have to learn it. And the best way is hands-on, which people get through Young Living, and I love. But there's more there. There's more about understanding how people think and how to close a sale, and how people perceive you, and how you can talk to people when you want to, like, get them to do what you want to do, and how to use social media as a tool correctly. So for me, education is the basis of everything that I do.
And you are always like promoting different books. Do you have some that have been your favorite coming into Young Living, either motivational or otherwise, that just made a difference that we can share? Because like, that's what sometimes people need to, like, I'm having a bad day, but if I read this, I'll have a better day.
Yeah. So like, if you're looking for information on like business stuff, I recommend pretty much any business book. Like, look, my favorites are authors are Seth Godin, John Acuff. I love them.
Yeah.
They write great books to the point that are going to help you right away. If you want social media help, I say go get getting noticed.
Getting noticed.
It's a short book, but as far as oil education is concerned, like for me, I bought a pocket reference, which we call the EOPR. You guys call it the pocket, right?
The pocket.
We call it the EOPR in my house. So I bought an EOPR pocket when I was just started, and I called it my little Bible, and I took it everywhere with me because, like, there is a learning curve, and it took me a minute, but like, so easy to just look through. It's this big, right? And so then eventually I upgraded to the desk, which feels like you're getting the full version of the Bible and not the Cliff Notes, which is pretty cool. So those are my two staples. I have them in my house all the time, and I'm collecting all the versions. All the versions that I can find.
Because every edition has new information. It changes.
Right. So I collect all the versions.
And don't ever let them out of your sight.
No. Every year. Money. I have a whole cabinet. The lady that came to organize my house was like, maybe you guys need to take it easy on the oil stuff. And Michael and I looked at each other, and she just doesn't get it.
She doesn't know what this is. She doesn't know what she's touching.
She doesn't know what she's saying right now.
That's so cute. So, most embarrassing moment. We all have them. Like, what's it been for you?
Oh my gosh. Oh, you know what? One time in high school, I was running to a class. The bell was ringing. I was running to class, and I had a really heavy backpack on. And I lost my footing and was moving forward like this. And the whole backpack came over my head. I fell down. My skirt comes back over my head like this.
He lifted up with you.
And everyone that was in the hall saw it. That was pretty embarrassing. That was in high school. That's got to be one of them.
It happens to all of us.
It's the worst. Character building. It was character building.
It's awesome. I love it. Thank you for sharing. Because we all have it where we've done something.
I just felt, I'm like, it was one of those days, I was looking good in a skirt that day. Like, I had done it up and just not good.
Humility. Boom. So I know you've traveled around the world. Lots of cool experiences with Young Living. What has been your aha moment, just a moment with Young Living that you'll never forget?
Oh.
Because, I mean, you've been everywhere, so.
Yeah, I have. I actually think that the first time that I realized that, like, Young Living was a big deal and not, like, something out of, like, when I first started, I imagined Young Living as, like, being packaged in the basement of Gary's house. Like, I really did. I just thought, you just can't be that big, right? You just don't know. And I had no experience with them. I had no idea. And the first time I came to Utah and went to the corporate office and went to the warehouse, I called Michael and I was like, this is so much bigger than we thought it was. I don't know what we were thinking. Like, had I known, I probably would have done things so differently. But in hindsight, it was the right thing. Like, because it was like, I just had no comparison for it. I had no place in my radar for what Young Living was, that it gave us a really fresh perspective. And actually, one of the best things that we got was that I didn't know anything about what I was doing, right? And we were just learning along the way. It was super fun. But had I known Young Living was so much bigger, I probably would have, like, treaded a little lighter when I started.
Well, it was meant to be.
It was. It worked out the right way. It was. I was ignorant on purpose. I was supposed to be, I think.
So, what's something about yourself that most people wouldn't know?
Well, I think it's probably the same as Michael's, is that I really am afraid of people.
She's like the friendliest, funniest, I get it, like crowds of people.
I
right?
can be, but like I would prefer like a small group of my friends rather than a big party every day. I just am not super good with the small talk.
Yeah.
If you come to talk to me, you'll realize this about me. I just like whenever someone comes to talk to me, right? I have all these questions in my head. Okay, these are the questions I can ask to get to know somebody like a normal human being. And then as soon as they walk up, it's like a blank whiteboard, just a blank whiteboard in front of me.
You're like, I don't even know
I have
my
nothing
name.
for you. I have no idea. And so I'm like embarrassing.
A lot of people have that anxiety. So I love that.
do.
Somebody at Royal Crown Diamond, everything that you've accomplished, you're normal.
I'm very uncomfortable with like, you know, people that are like, oh, you're so great, right?
Yeah.
Or people that cry.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that.
I sometimes
because I just like it's hard. Like, oh, you're so great, not me. You're great, you know. Like I don't know. You should see my house. It's a mess. I'm not great.
That's good because that just brings the real into it, right? And
yeah.
How authentic you really are.
Yes.
So, what is one word you would use to describe Lindsay?
I would say that my word would be authentic.
Yeah.
I really, really, really try to make authenticity and being who I really am a staple in my business, whether it's for good or for bad, whether I'm for people or not for people. This is who I am and you can accept it and I'll be for you and we'll be in the tribe together and we'll have fun together. Or I might not be. There's somebody else that's out there for me, for you to like be able to learn from, and that's okay. Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm going to just be who I am because I think that's when I'm my most happy. Absolutely. Is when I can just show up somewhere in whatever it is that I'm comfortable wearing, and people are like, oh, well, that's just her, right?
Well, you always look fabulous, so it's
Thank
awesome.
you. I appreciate it.
You always look amazing.
You're sweet.
So is there any words of advice you give to somebody just starting out new? I mean, they just started, they just had an experience, they love it. What do you do now?
Okay, so my best piece of advice is to be really pointed and serious and use social media like the tool that it should be.
Yeah.
For me, social media is the fastest way that you're going to grow your business. It's a gem, and it's never been cheaper or faster or easier to grow a business than what we have going on right now, and the ability you have to reach people right now through social media. So don't think that it's just like a tool where you're just like connecting with your friends and all is great. You can use it as an actual tool for your business. If you do it smart, it can benefit you huge. I
love it. No, I agree. It's super important. So, hey, everybody, come see Lindsay. Say hi to her. She is super friendly.
I am nice. I'm going to be super awkward in front of you. So you just come on up.
But she really is super smart. So take a look at her books and take a look at her materials because it's really awesome. I appreciate you, your friendship. Love you and Michael to pieces. And come see you soon.